It's so nice to see you. Where have you been? Oh, there you are again. How are you? Come on in. Selling is an art. You have to think about when you're looking at the direct sales business, it's a one-call close. When you make a pitch to a person at the door or in their home, you are expected to close that sale. Callbacks are crawlbacks. So what we tried to do in those days is to let them know that objections are like stepping stones across a brook. You got to step on each one to get to the other side. So don't worry about an objection. It's an opportunity to respond to the objection and get to the other side. So don't freak out. Oh, they said no. Oh, God, the world comes to an end. And that had to be instilled in salespeople, because there's always objections and people don't always buy on a one-call close. Selling door-to-door and having a one-call close is the toughest selling in the history of selling. To sell and close a one-call close, you have to be a damn good salesperson. Now, let's look at how people sit and listen to somebody's presentation. Let's say they've decided halfway through the presentation that they're not interested in what you have to say. What are the signs to look for? Or, so, I mean, this is a salesman's dream, to read people's reactions. And if he's halfway through the presentation, what has he got to do? He's got to stop talking and get interaction with the customer. You distract, take it away from the sale, pick something out, like you may say to the wife, are those shoes from Macy's? Or where did you get that necklace from? I think my mother had something like that. So get it away from the selling. Let's introduce a human element, whatever it may be. And some salesmen had a natural ability to pull that off. Not a lot of guys can do that. And those, unfortunately, don't stay in the business too long. So we taught people the art of walk, knock, talk, and sell. So you walk, you talk, you knock, and you sell. We had 30 closes. I had a book. The guy said no twice, 3 times. And I'd say, you know, sir, I'd like to read a letter to you from Dr. Salk. You know who he is, right? The guy that discovered. And he bought this equipment. And I want you to see what he had to say about it. And I'd read the whole letter. That having a child is a gift from God. And taking responsibility and making sure that child is safe is your responsibility. And Mary, it's your responsibility. I'm here maybe by an act of God. You didn't know I was coming today. But here I am. And I'm here to deliver to you the safest piece of baby equipment made today. Now I ask you folks, which decision would give you the least cause of concern. Bam, and you close. Or you had, we had color swatches, 5 of them. Which color would you like, Sam? Not do you want to buy? You don't ever say that to anybody. When you make a presentation, whether it's to sell something or to deliver your services, you're there to close a sale, indirectly or directly or however way you want to call it. So you've got to convince that person that what you have to sell is good for them. So incentives to close a sale. Everybody has something to give if you make up your mind tonight. They don't want you to think about it. Callbacks are crawlbacks in the sales business, especially if it's door to door. So, over the years, I've learned what a close is. I've learned how to teach people to close. That objections are simply stepping stones across a brook to get on the other side. Don't let them freak you out. Because sometimes a guy gets an objection and he freaks out. And you have to teach people, get it in their heads. So I would say selling is a beautiful art if you have the ability to observe signs, if you have the ability to ask certain questions, to see what the tone is. You draw them out. You're not there to shove something down their throat. That's not the way to do it. Which decision would give you the least concern? You're putting it right in their lap. To have something that's safe or not something that's safe. What's got to be the answer? So these are, you can call them tactics, but they're selling techniques.
Do you think that your success is because of your personality?
I'm a jokester.
Yeah.
I am a jokester. I love to laugh. I love to be human. I think it's the way God made me. I love people. Selling has been a great part of my life, and I think I'm good at it. And I think I'm good at teaching others what I think I'm good at. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But life is a sell. What you do is a sell. So we're all selling at some point or another, whether we realize it or not. But if you happen to be in the business of making money selling, that's a good thing.
So do you think that entrepreneurs are born or made?
That's a good question. Part of me says yes, but the other part of me says circumstances sometimes can shape a person's style and life. To be rejected early on in life, and you have to work hard to sell yourself. That happens as you get more rejection. You try to figure out what it is that will make people like you a little bit better. So sometimes a combination of resentment and rejection can help a guy become a damn good salesman. If you're born, that's nice, but I think it's a combination of both.
So one of your favorite books is The Greatest Salesman in the World. Why?
I think that Og Mandino is the best book, The Greatest Salesman. I have given that book to over 1,000 salespeople in my life. And every salesman or everyone that thinks they want to sell should read Og Mandino's The Greatest Salesman in the World. Short money. I think it's under $10.
Do you have any quotes or words to live by that you want to share?
He who angers you conquers you. Don't let anyone live rent-free in your brain who angers you. Charge him for it. Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid. Put your best foot forward. He who hesitates is lost. I can talk all night about Proverbs. I can go on and on. No business, no problems, no problems, no business. Isn't that wonderful? To have problems, now you can solve them. Problems are like stepping stones across a brook. You have the opportunity to step on each one to get on the other side. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, and there you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. Powerful stuff.
Can you talk a little bit about, you have so much success. What about some challenges?
Failures?
Yeah.
You want to talk about failures?
Let's just talk about
Everybody should have failures in their life, because you can't go through life tiptoeing and be the happiest jerk in the neighborhood. It doesn't work. Failures are good to happen to entrepreneurs because it lets them know they're human. Because if you get too damn cocky and you think your doesn't stink, well, shame on you. I have had several failures in my life, two that are very, very visible. While I was building living learning schools, I used to buy fish, saltwater fish, for my aquarium at the house. And the guy that would find these fish for me were unique fish from all over the world. And one day he came to me and he said, "George, Hurley's bathhouse in Hull, Massachusetts is for sale. The building is only 12 feet from the Atlantic Ocean. We could build an aquarium and take the salt water from the ocean and bring it into the building, and we could have these fish tanks, and that salt water would be just beautiful. What do you think?" I said, "Build an aquarium?" I said, "I'm building daycare centers. George, I can get the fish of all kinds. I can get sharks, I can get octopuses." And he convinced me that I should buy Hurley's bathhouse and build an aquarium, which I had never done in my life. You can't sit on two toilets at the same time. When you are in business, you're best at thinking of one thing. The moment you are distracted, you're taking the beautiful brain of yours and you're splitting it in two. So I went ahead and I built this aquarium. Grand opening day, the newspapers were there, the reporters were there, the ribbon and a cut. "Come on in, folks, see this beautiful aquarium." A 500-seat auditorium for 3 dolphins called Lady, Lucky, and Lucy. We built this thing, and nobody showed up during the winter. But during the summer, because it was a beach, we did well. But it wasn't enough to cover the costs. It went bankrupt. My point to salespeople, to owners of businesses, that stay focused. Don't go off and run just because you think you're the greatest whoever in the world. Just remember the story. You can't sit on two toilets at the same time. Startups are very tough. I'm told that 8 out of 10 startups fail. Wow, that's a big number. When you're borrowing money, or you're hawking your wife, your firstborn, your hearing aid, your contact lenses, you are doing something that could bring great harm if the project that you're doing fails. It can destroy you for a long period in life. I had certain failures. I had to learn that you can't be smart on everything, because that's not the way God made you. You're called a human being. And a human being has faults. I don't care who you are. What I learned And as a businessman, then instead of jumping on an idea that would take you off on a journey that had so many things that had to be done with it, that you'd blow your brains off spending too much money, more than you anticipated, or you didn't think it through. Maybe the people don't like chicken in the community. Maybe people hate pizza because it's fattening. Maybe, whatever, maybe. Maybe the product that you're trying to push is long since past its prime. Or maybe there's so many competitors that are like that, you're doomed from the first step that led into it. So I came up with the idea because once I was at a museum and I saw a Picasso. It was a beautiful painting. And somebody told me it's a Picasso. I said, what's a Picasso? Oh, it's one of a kind. It's unique. You won't find anything else like it. So I learned that when I'm looking at business opportunities, I should look for the Picasso, for the unique, one of a kind, something that would really resonate. And Paul has seen me look at concepts that come into my office, and if they're not Picassos, out the door. I don't have time to work on things that are not Picassos. Not if you're taking money from other people to launch the concept.
How do you define a Picasso?
When I look at something, the first thing I ask, are you making money with this? If the guy says no, oh yeah, but I'm going to do, and I'm going to, oh, this is going to be in 3 months, but I need $500,000. But you're not profitable now? See you later, Sam. I want it to be profitable. I want it to be different. I don't want it to be another Me Too, if I can help it. Now that's hard in the food business because so much of food is replicated. But there are concepts in food that are unique. Take Boston chicken. Boston chicken was rotisserie. It wasn't fried like Kentucky Fried Chicken. It was with steamed vegetables, healthy, better for you. It was priced at a point where people could afford it. You could take it from the store and deliver it to your home in 15, 20 minutes, and it would still be hot in the way it was packaged. Living Learning Schools was not a custodial facility. It was educational. That made all the difference in the world in communities where people wanted educational daycare as opposed not to sit there and wipe the kid's nose and change his diaper. No, you wanted a program where the child, if he was going to spend 8 hours in a daycare facility, he was learning something. Boston Chicken was one store around the corner from our office that was doing $1.2 million in volume. $1.2 million in 1987 dollars was lots of volume. My wife called me up. I was in this office, and she said, honey, when you come home tonight, I want you to go and get some rotisserie chicken. I said, rotisserie? Honey, my Kentucky Fried is right down the street. You know, I'll get a bucket. I don't want any of that fried stuff. Fried is bad? 1988? Honey, come on. George, please go and get me the rotisserie chicken, pick up some steamed vegetables, some spinach, and some of that beautiful, beautiful mashed potatoes, whatever, and get some cornbread with it. Please get the cornbread. Cornbread, yeah. Okay. So I said, damn it, I could get the fried chicken and no. Oh, well, wait a minute, listen to the wife. So I walked out of this building, went around the corner, and there was this long, long, long line. 85% of the people in that line were the same women that were going to my daycare centers years ago. They were buying something to take home because these are the women that were starting to get a job and work. They don't have the luxury of coming home, getting the food made, taking care of all that. This was home meal cooking for folks who can't be home cooking. So I got out of the office, I walked around the corner and saw this line. You show me a business that has lines, I'm going to get into it. But you got to be careful you don't get into a soup line. I look for uniqueness, timing. I love to get something that can make money for sure, because I know that person is going to go out and borrow money from a bank or from people. And I worry about that, because I've gone through it myself and I've lost money. I like the fact that it's small in size, because this space was only 1,000 square feet, not 4,000 square feet where you have to pay rent and do construction. And the equipment, I was able to get a sense of what they had there, because I was a Kentucky Fried Chicken franchisee. So I sensed. So then I talked to the owners, to make a long story short. It took me 3 months to cut a deal with them. They thought I was that guy from Kentucky Fried Chicken that was there to knock them off. They wouldn't let me in the back of the room. They kept me out. We know who you are. You're that guy from Kentucky Fried Chicken, and you're here to steal our marinade. No, I'm not. I love what you guys are doing. You got a business that I think I can franchise. It took a long time to close that deal. So again, I look for concepts that are unique, that are priced right, that can let Mr. and Mrs. Jones buy it. It shouldn't cost $1 million, $2 million. That's McDonald's. Most of the franchises sold in this country are sold, and they're usually typically total cost is maybe $250,000. I like that little kind of a package.